We continue to follow a developing story out of Whitley County tonight, where Kentucky State Police say at least one person is dead following a crash. That crash between a semi-truck and pickup happened on Interstate 75 near exit 15 in Whitley County, and there's a picture from the scene. Now, this resulted in the southbound lanes being shut down. Transportation Cabinet officials say that area is expected to be closed for the next 2 to 3 hours. Of course, we'll keep you updated here and on WYMT.com.
All right, we do have a little bit of rain pushing through eastern Kentucky at this hour. Here's the latest with live pinpoint. Some locations south of Hazard across southern Perry County near the Viper area, seeing some heavy rain. Same story over towards the Pippa Passes area. Go just to the west of Pikeville, seeing some rain. That's going to push through Pikeville within the next several minutes. And you go over towards portions of Campbell and Claiborne County, just to the east of La Follette, seeing some heavy rain at this time. We were in the 60s today. Look at Harlan, oh so close to 70. Made it to 69. 68 was the high in London, 64 in Somerset, 67 in Monticello. Hazard made it to 64, and right now Hazard is at 55. We're at 55 in Jackson, 54 in Boonville. Louisa just updated to 55. 50 is the current temperature in Lexington as well as Louisville. That's the front that's going to push through, and that's what's going to drop the temperature substantially as we go throughout the day on Wednesday. And you can see the temperature trend for the next several hours will be at 54 by the 10 o'clock time frame, upper 40s, low 50s by 1 a.m., 7 a.m. We'll see a temperature of 38 degrees, keeping that wintry mix in the forecast. We're going to time everything out using Future View coming up in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. During the weekend, there was a string of vandalism involving mailboxes in Powell County. WYMT's Caroline Mueller went to Stanton today to learn more about the damage.
On Sunday morning, some folks who live in the city of Stanton woke up to find their mailboxes destroyed. Some even ripped off the post. The Stanton Police Department took action. They posted to Facebook asking the public for help identifying the suspects. As you can see on your screen, the post shows screenshots from security footage of a car with multiple people in it, which police say went through Powell County, destroying the mailboxes. At least 10 people commented on the post, reporting that their mailboxes had also been destroyed. According to the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, tampering with someone else's mailbox is against federal law, and if convicted, you can face up to 3 years in jail and be fined up to $250,000. The police department updated their post Tuesday, confirming the suspects have been identified. However, WYMT has not yet been able to confirm their identities. In Powell County, Caroline Mueller, WYMT Mountain News.
Of course, we'll update this story when we learn more about the suspects on WYMT.com. Anyone with information about this is asked to call Powell County Dispatch at 606-663-4116. In Claiborne County, Tennessee, police are looking for a man who they say is armed and dangerous. Here's a picture of 48-year-old Ralph E. Ray. He reportedly cut off his ankle monitor and is believed to be with his partner, Tracy Ann Brooks. Ray is wanted for possession of meth, fentanyl, and a firearm while committing a dangerous felony. If you have any information about this, you can call the number on your screen, 423-626-2501. A Pike County woman was sentenced to more than 11 years in prison for drug trafficking. According to Sasha Atkins' plea agreement last year, law enforcement found approximately 360 grams of meth at her home. Authorities also found roughly 28 grams of fentanyl, nearly $5,000 in cash, and a dozen firearms. A man charged with attempted murder in Laurel County was in court today. A preliminary hearing happened for 40-year-old Timothy Robinson. Police say he was suspected of going to another person's home and shooting the alleged victim in the face, leading to serious injury. During the hearing, probable cause was found. The case will now head to a grand jury on January 17th. Robinson remains in jail on a $50,000 bond. A Magoffin County man was arrested after he had been indicted on multiple charges last month. 42-year-old Michael Young was indicted on charges of rape and sexual abuse. Court records do not indicate anything about the case other than the victim being younger than the age of 12. Young was taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. An arraignment is set for Thursday, December 19th. Hazard ARH's professional office building is temporarily closed. It has been since late last week. Officials say the building is closed due to water damage. They hope to reopen the building by Christmas. Officials say all floors sustained water damage from the fire sprinkler system. That system was reportedly activated due to a small fire which occurred in a restroom. While repair work continues, offices have been moved temporarily to different sites. We have much more about this at WYMT.com. Last month, we told you about a water outage in Livingston in Rockcastle County that impacted roughly 65 people for several days. We later learned it all stemmed from a dispute between Wood Creek Water District and the city of Livingston, the water company saying they were owed about $114,000. Folks wanted to know, where did the money go? The Kentucky Public Service Commission has launched an investigation into the non-payment of bills. Last week, they filed formal paperwork in the case, trying to get to the bottom of it. Pikeville Medical Center was named one of Forbes' America's Dream Employers for 2025. WYMT's Amelia Lee spoke with the president and CEO of PMC about this prestigious distinction.
The only hospital in Kentucky to make the cut. Pikeville Medical Center is one of Forbes' America's Dream Employers for 2025. President and CEO of PMC, Donovan Blackburn, says this distinction is humbling for him, as well as the more than 3,000 employees.
Honored, but not surprised, because we know who we are as an organization. We are very family-oriented. Our staff absolutely, they love coming to work. We are truly a family.
Surveys were sent out to college students and employees throughout the country. More than 140,000 businesses were considered, including well-known national health organizations like the Mayo Clinic and Johns Hopkins.
We know those names are going to rise above, so there is validity, obviously, to the process in recognizing that these are some of the best of the best and the greatest of the great healthcare systems throughout our great nation. But we put ourselves in that class also.
Pikeville Medical Center is number 126 on the list, ranking above Walmart, Harvard University, and Chick-fil-A.
Knowing that we are being honored against great names that are well known throughout the entire country just speaks volumes.
Blackburn says this accolade shows the community in Eastern Kentucky that Pikeville Medical Center can be relied on. He says it shows future employees that it's a rewarding place to work.
Having an outside source that's very reputable and very well known to make that claim without us having involvement just reaffirms what we've been saying all along.
The announcement comes just days before PMC celebrates its 100th anniversary, making that moment even sweeter. In Pikeville, Amelia Lee, WYMT Mountain News.
The list was chosen based on a survey of college students and employees working at companies with at least 1,000 employees for 3 years. Police officers, firefighters, and teachers rallied together today to raise concerns about Social Security benefits being stolen. The group is asking Senator Mitch McConnell to support Senate Bill 597. The bill would eliminate a provision that cuts Social Security payments to some retirees who also collect a pension from jobs not covered by the retirement program. The bill had bipartisan support in the House, but time is running out for the Senate to pass the bill.
And I urge each of you to contact Senator McConnell and let him know that we want him to lead on this issue and repeal GPOF. Let him know that Kentucky's teachers, police officers, and firefighters deserve better.
Through the years, different forms of the measure have been proposed but have failed to get enacted. Dr. Ryan Quarles is reaching the end of his first year as the president of the Kentucky Community and Technical College System. Earlier today, he helped present ways in which the system can be improved under his administration and beyond. Jessica Umbro was in Frankfort with some of those recommendations that were presented to lawmakers.
Since January 1st, KCTC President Dr. Ryan Quarles says he's focused his work on 3 things:
compliance, stability of the system, and filling out a team, which I'm proud of.
Dr. Quarles says the 11 recommendations he's looking to implement would prioritize the 25-year-old mission of the Kentucky Community and Technical College System.
We represent community colleges, each of which have a local identity, perhaps in your district. We want to make sure that we had emphasis on protecting that identity.
The recommendations range from accreditation to funding. Dr. Quarles says a vital need is to increase the full-time equivalent state appropriation rate to match states with similar funding situations as Kentucky, with other recommendations including to preserve college-level accreditation and to aim for a seamless integration across KCTCS.
I was hired to fix and improve KCTCS, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And as a new president, we needed time to assess the situation so we can better understand where we should go.
Dr. Quarles said he wants to allow potential employers to help direct student coursework, all in an effort to best equip students for real-world success. Improvements that he says are necessary to the aging but thriving statewide system.
It's time for a reset. If you're the same organization you were 25 years ago, you're treading water. And this gives us an opportunity for a once-in-a-generation reset of KCTCS.
Due to the length of the hearing, committee members were not given the opportunity to provide comment or ask questions. In Frankfort, Jessica Umbro, WKYT.
This upcoming legislative session is not a budget year, so some of these recommendations regarding funding could be something we see discussed in the chambers in 2026. In less than a month, Kentucky drivers will be required to pass an eye exam when they renew their driver's license. But several drivers may still have questions surrounding this change. You might be learning about it for the first time. Starting January 1st, Kentucky drivers will need to pass an eye exam to get their license renewed. Now, you can complete an exam in your regional licensing office when renewing your license, or turn in a form signed off by your eye doctor saying your vision is good to go.
We've had a definite uptick and people are asking questions about the form. The form cannot be submitted though until January 1, 2025.
Optometrist Dr. Lindsay Porter says Kentucky was one of the few states that did not require people to test their vision again after initially getting their license.